The restaurant glowed softly under the flicker of candlelight, every flame dancing against crystal glasses and silver cutlery. It was the kind of place where people whispered rather than spoke, where laughter was measured and the sound of a violin drifted faintly from somewhere near the bar. And in the middle of that elegance sat a man who felt completely out of place. Ryan Torres smoothed his plain gray shirt, the one he'd ironed twice that afternoon, and glanced down at his jeans. He was a mechanic. Calloused hands, worn boots, and grease that never really washed out of his skin no matter how hard he tried. At 31, he owned a modest auto repair shop on the edge of town. But this restaurant, with its chandeliers and marble floors, felt like another world. Still, his sister had insisted. "You need to get out more," she'd said, shoving him out the door with a grin. "She's kind, smart, and worth it. Just trust me. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and love that finds us when we least expect it, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Loom for more true stories that remind us what really matters." Ryan checked his phone for what felt like the 10th time. "Table by the window. Look for the woman in blue," his sister's text read. He scanned the room until his eyes landed on her. There she was, a woman in a blue dress, sitting by the window, her blonde hair cascading in loose waves over her shoulders. She was stunning. But then Ryan noticed something else. A wheelchair positioned beside her table. His heart skipped. His sister hadn't mentioned that. For a moment, he froze, unsure what to do. But then he took a breath, brushed his palms against his jeans, and walked toward her. He introduced himself awkwardly, his voice quieter than usual, explaining he was looking for a woman in blue at a window table. The woman looked up, smiling kindly, and admitted she wasn't on a blind date at all. She was waiting for her father, who was always late. Ryan's face burned with embarrassment. He mumbled an apology, ready to retreat, but she laughed. A genuine, melodic laugh that eased the tension in his chest. "Don't go," she said. "Sit with me. My father will be late anyway. Let's call it a happy accident." Her name was Anna Lawrence. There was something magnetic about her, something that made Ryan forget about the awkward start. She had a warmth in her eyes that made people feel seen, and before long, they were talking as if they had known each other for years. Ryan learned she was a software developer who worked from home, sharp-witted and curious about everything. She asked questions about his work, about engines, customers, the long hours, and didn't flinch when he talked about scraping by to keep his shop open. She wasn't pretending to care. She genuinely did. It caught him off guard. When Anna mentioned her spinal injury, she spoke about it with matter-of-fact grace, not bitterness. 3 years ago, a car accident had changed her life, and though she had adapted, her father hadn't. "He still sees me as fragile," she said, her tone gentle, not angry. "He thinks no one will ever want me now, so he keeps trying to set me up with men who might overlook the wheelchair. It's exhausting." Ryan frowned, his jaw tightening. "Anyone who sees your wheelchair before they see you doesn't deserve to sit at your table," he said simply. She blinked in surprise, her lips curving into a soft, startled smile. "That's the first time someone has said that without trying to sound noble," she said. "It's just the truth," Ryan replied. "You're more than fine. The chair doesn't define you." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, filled with laughter and shared stories. Ryan couldn't remember the last time someone had listened to him like that. Really listened. And then, just as the evening felt almost perfect, a tall man in a tailored suit appeared beside their table. "Anna, darling," he said smoothly, placing a hand on her shoulder. "I'm sorry I'm late." His eyes landed on Ryan, sizing him up in an instant. "And you are." Anna introduced them, explaining the mix-up. Ryan caught the flicker of polite disdain in the man's expression, but he stayed calm. "I own Torres Auto Repair," he said evenly. Been running it 6 years now. Robert Lawrence smiled thinly, the kind of smile that didn't reach his eyes. Interesting, he said, his tone clipped. Then he turned to his daughter. Our private table is ready. But before he could move her wheelchair, Anna surprised both men by saying, Actually, Dad, I'd like Ryan to join us. His date didn't show, and I've enjoyed talking with him. Ryan started to protest, but Anna's firm look silenced him. Robert's jaw tightened, but he said nothing, merely leading them toward a quiet private room. What followed was the most uncomfortable dinner of Ryan's life. Robert peppered him with questions about his business, subtly emphasizing their difference in class. Anna rolled her eyes behind her father's back more than once, and Ryan bit his tongue, answering respectfully but refusing to shrink. When Robert stepped away to take a call, Anna leaned across the table and whispered, You can leave if you want. He's being impossible. Ryan shook his head. I'm not going anywhere. He loves you. I get it. But he's wrong about one thing. Anna tilted her head. What's that? Ryan looked her straight in the eye. He thinks you need someone to take care of you. But from what I've seen tonight, you're the strongest person in the room. Her eyes glistened with unshed tears. That's exactly what I've been trying to make him see. When Robert returned, Ryan stayed. He didn't shrink from the man's presence or the sharp tone of his questions. By the time dinner ended, Robert still wasn't impressed, but Anna was beaming. As they said goodnight, Ryan turned to her and said quietly, I'd like to see you again, not because I feel sorry for you, because you're funny, smart, and I haven't enjoyed a conversation like this in years. Anna smiled through a shimmer of tears. I'd like that too, but I should warn you, my father won't make it easy. Ryan smiled. I'm not looking for easy. I'm looking for worthwhile. Over the next few months, they became inseparable. Their connection deepened through small things. Coffee runs, late-night talks, moments of silence that felt comfortable instead of empty. Ryan learned to see the world from a new perspective. He discovered the hidden challenges Anna faced every day. Uneven sidewalks, narrow doorways, people who spoke to her like a child or avoided eye contact altogether. He never pitied her. He simply adapted beside her. She taught him patience, resilience, and how real strength doesn't always roar. It sometimes rolls quietly into a room and commands it with grace. Anna, in turn, found in Ryan a rare steadiness. He didn't see her as a symbol or an inspiration. He saw her as a woman. He celebrated her wins at work, listened when she vented, and respected her independence. When her father continued to question Ryan's intentions, Ryan never argued back. He let time speak for him. Every time Robert dismissed Ryan as a kind man from a different world, Anna defended him fiercely, reminding her father that worth wasn't measured by income or pedigree, but by integrity. Then came the storm. One night, a flash flood swept through town, damaging homes and small businesses, including Ryan's shop. By morning, everything he had built was soaked in muddy water. He stood in the wreckage, shoulders heavy, unsure where to begin. Then he heard a familiar voice. You didn't think I'd let you do this alone, did you? It was Anna, sleeves rolled up, directing volunteers, and setting up her laptop on a dry counter. Using her tech skills, she built a quick online system to manage cleanup tasks, coordinate donations, and track repairs. Within hours, the place was buzzing with organization. When Robert arrived later, expecting to rescue his daughter from chaos, he stopped in disbelief. Anna was in full control, confident, efficient, commanding respect from everyone. She's incredible, Ryan said quietly beside him. You think I'm not good enough for her, and maybe you're right, but I'll spend my whole life trying to be. Robert turned slowly, his expression softening for the first time. I've been treating her like she's broken, he said quietly. But she never was she? Ryan shook his head. She just moves differently now. But she's still the same brilliant woman she's always been. A year after the night of that accidental meeting, Ryan transformed his shop into something new. Cleaner, brighter, with a small office space that Anna helped design. One evening, as the sun dipped low and golden light spilled through the shop windows, Anna arrived to find the space filled with candles and flowers. Ryan stood in the middle of the room, heart pounding. "You taught me," he said, his voice shaking slightly, "that the best things in life happen when plans go wrong. I sat at the wrong table and found the right person. I love you not despite the wheels, but because you're you, every part of you. Will you marry me?" Tears streamed down Anna's face as she said yes, her voice trembling with joy. 6 months later, they were married in a small garden surrounded by friends, family, and the faint hum of summer wind. When Robert walked his daughter down the aisle, there were tears in his eyes. In his speech at the reception, he lifted his glass and said, "I want to thank the man who reminded me to see my daughter for who she truly is. Not someone to be protected, but someone to be respected. Disability changes circumstance, not character. And love sees the person, not the limitation." If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Loom so more people can experience stories that remind us to see beyond appearances and love deeply, without fear. And before you go, comment below and share your own story. Maybe a moment when a mistake led you somewhere beautiful, or when someone saw the real you beyond surface differences. Your story could be the spark that helps someone believe in love again. Sometimes the best things in life begin with misunderstandings and unexpected turns. And sometimes the wrong table leads you exactly where you were meant to be all along.